So your thoughts have power. Consider how anything gets done in your life. Who makes you wake up each day and put on clothes and make coffee and drive to work and go to the bathroom and eat food and call your friends and exercise and whatever? Who or what makes you do anything at all? Your brain does. And more specifically, the thoughts that fire inside your brain. Electrical signals is what they are. A little flash of electricity in your brain is what determines everything in your existence. It determines if you're happy, if you're sad, if you're this, if you're that, if you do this thing, don't do this thing, what you think about that, your value, opinion, judgments of this, of that, a person, whatever. If you think you love someone, if you don't, if you hate them, if you don't, everything in your existence, even existence itself, your brain telling you that there's even existence itself is just a little electrical signal between your ears. I love breaking down things like this, these very complex processes, being like, wow, that is fascinating. It's almost like thinking about how the universe is infinite and constantly expanding. Trying to even fathom how far it is from Earth to the sun. Try fathoming how far a light year is, which is the speed of light, how far it travels in a year. It's just a distance we can't even fathom. It's incredible to even think about. Your every thought, feeling, and action, your entire life has been nothing more than a flash of energy between your ears. What's even crazier is how every single human action since the dawn of time was and is the result of the same process. Now think about who's responsible for the signals in your brain. You might think responsible means caused it, but that's not true. That's actually just a value judgment. It's a misinterpretation of what's going on in your brain. Most people think that things in the external environment happen to them or cause them to do this or to do that. No, it's not the case at all. No matter what happens to you, it's your brain that fires the signal. These are your thoughts. No one else's. They're not mine. They're not people around you. They're not your goldfishes or your dogs. They're yours. Your thoughts. Every single thought that goes through your brain, every response to external stimuli that your brain interprets, it belongs to you, and therefore it's your responsibility. The thing that makes you uniquely human compared to the rest of the animal kingdom is your awareness of your thoughts. You can have thoughts about your thoughts, and that's where we get in so much trouble. Our labels and judgments of the electrical signals in your brain, the thoughts that you think, the thoughts of your thoughts, the root of all suffering. Your thoughts of your thoughts. Again, this is like a fascinating, hard to wrap your head around concept, but the thoughts of your thoughts are the root of all suffering. So something happened in your external environment, something bad happened, somebody did something to you, you lost somebody, you're regretful of something, whatever it is. So that's an event that happened. What that means is your brain interprets that event through thoughts, electrical signals, which say this is what's happened, this is information, and then you have those thoughts, and then you create feelings outside of it that say you're happy or sad or this or the victim or whatever. And for as long as the thoughts of your thoughts run rampant and do what they're going to do, which is usually not good, it's the root cause of all suffering. That's why Buddha spent so much time on the now. He believed that the only way to end suffering was to be supremely in the moment so that you couldn't have thoughts at all. Or your thoughts were just about observing this green tree you're looking at and just looking at the leaves blow in the wind and being supremely in the moment. Or listening to your breath. Now, if you're dead and I poke you with a needle, do you care? You can't care. You're dead. Your brain doesn't feel pain. Your brain isn't there to tell you that somebody's poking you with a needle. You're already dead. And then it's not there to tell you that you should be mad that I poked you with a needle for various reasons. Your thoughts are gone, and your thoughts of your thoughts are gone. But for as long as your brain is firing thoughts, you're going to feel things, and you're going to feel things of the things you feel. It is fascinating, almost paradoxical to wrap your head around. It is the most important thing for living life. If you can't see your thoughts and see your brain, how it works, and understand it, how are you going to control it? And if you can't control it, how are you going to dictate whether you're happy, whether you get the things you want, whether you're successful, etc.? You can't. Life is then just a pure accident, pure gamble. You wake up every day, Whatever happens, happens. However you respond is however you respond. I mean, I don't know. To you, that might be okay. But to me, that is a scary proposition, is to have no control over my environment, of the things that happen to me, and no control over my response to those things. So that's an intro to the book. I haven't even named it yet. It's probably going to be like the Better Human Principles for Life or something like that. If you appreciate this or any of the content, please do me a favor, leave a review in the podcast app, wherever you find that. And of course, subscribe if you haven't. And get on the Better Human newsletter, which I send every weekend, which has all the shows from the week, as well as some short bits of inspirational content, some quotes, some things from Twitter, some things I've found, interesting articles and videos, etc. That's over at colin.coach with 1 L. I appreciate you listening to this. I hope you take some action and at least think about your thinking. I hope today's show inspires you in some way, opens your eyes in some way, opens your mind in some way.